Hello and welcome to the latest Justin Hamilton podcast. First up, I just need to say on Tuesday's episode, I said that it would be Alexi and I talking about Steven Spielberg, but I completely got my schedule wrong. So today is a new quiz with Brydon Coverdale, and the Alexi episode will be appearing next Tuesday. I'm trying to record quite a few episodes all at once at the moment because I will be going on the road pretty soon. So I wanted to get all the episodes ready, and it turns out sometimes you get a bit confused. So there you have it. But that episode is definitely coming with Alexi talking about Spielberg. That'll be the following Tuesday. But today we have Brydon Coverdale. So get your pen and paper or however you approach the quizzes and, get ready to try and think your way through some of these questions. It's an interesting one for me. I won't tell you how I go, but you'll pick up quickly how it starts and how it ends. So, fun as always, and interesting stuff as well. That's what I love about it. I'm not really too worried about getting questions right or wrong, but everything I'm learning from it has been fantastic. So, please have fun with it and let us know how you go. Just a quick reminder that if you would like to support this podcast for as little as $5 a month over at Patreon, you can sign up there and get access to ad-free versions of this podcast. You can get access to live shows. You can get access to bonus podcasts, and you can also get access to some things that I filmed that were just for Patreon. So if you would like to support the podcast and you can afford to do so, head to patreon.com/Justin Hamilton. And as I said, there's 3 tiers there. And for as low as $5 a month, you can sign up, and everything that's made through the Patreon gets put back into the production of everything that I do here. So if you'd like to do that, that would be great. Okay, I'll jump back at the end. I've got some live shows coming up that I want to tell you about, but let's get into the quizzing, and let's welcome Brydon back to the podcast. Before we go into the new quiz, I think we need to rethink which questions we put online to promote the podcast, because I don't know if you had the same thing, but you put up a nice clip promoting what we do here on Instagram, and then days pass, and then I just click on comments, and there's a whole lot of people calling me drongo,
Drop kick.
drop kick, buffhead, like
Yeah,
all these things. And it's amazing how your serotonin and adrenaline all spike at once. And then you go, oh, that's right.
yeah. That's
It,
actually in context.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I did have the same thoughts.
it was pretty funny. I
Yeah.
think we need to finish off this sentence. I adore you, and then we can just have a lot of things saying, I adore you, blah, blah, blah. And I go, great. That'll be good
Yeah.
for my self-esteem. But
That's right.
it was very funny to be last week I did a run of gigs in regional New South Wales, and it's been a late night, you've been traveling all day, you've had a really fun gig in Dubbo, and just before you go into bed you're just flicking through Instagram and you go, what the
Yeah.
oh no, that's right, that's what it's about.
Yeah, but it achieved what I wanted it to achieve, which is bringing some good Australian slang back.
Yes, it did do that.
Yeah.
It did do that. I just need to galvanize myself before I
Yeah.
launch into it.
Yeah.
I don't know what responses you got, but Rachel Waters had an 8 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
A number of people, and by the way, I need to say there's no right or wrong way to do this quiz, but quite a few people decided to do it in real time like we did it,
Mm-hmm.
and their scores were remarkably lower.
Yes. Yes, I can't remember our neighbor Jeff listened in, and I can't remember what score he said he got, but There was definitely a few sort of kick yourself moments for not quite getting something that you think you should get.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, as I always say, the score doesn't matter as long as you are interested in what you're learning.
Exactly. This is the broccoli and the mashed potato right
Yeah,
here. We're trying to teach in a fun way. Um, I particularly enjoyed a message from Claire who said that she got 1 out of 10, but that one she got like she nailed like a sonic boom. So
great.
that's taking pride in your work right there, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, look, I mean, there's definitely some questions today that, even though they're not multiple choice as such, that
Mm,
they lead you to sort of a small number of possible answers. So,
yeah.
I think there are certainly a few that people can have a good guess at.
Okay, great. And we were talking just before we started recording. I'm about to next week go on the road for a couple of weeks, and so we're recording two in advance. And you're saying that the questions might be.
Well, I put together 20 questions, and then just before I logged on here, I thought, oh, I haven't really got them in order, so I just sort of did a quick cut and paste. Then so if you get too many hard questions in a row or too many on one subject, I apologize. It's I've just cobbled them together as best as I could.
Well, that'll be fun as well. And if you get 0 out of 10, there's a good chance you'll get 10 out of 10 for the next one.
That's
But if you
right.
get 10 out of 10 for this one, don't get too
Look
cocky for
look
the
out.
next one.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, let's launch away, Brydon.
Okay, well, I did decide to at least start off with something that I think I'm hoping should give you a bit of a confidence boost, being in your field of interest.
Oh God! All right, that
It's
seems like a subtle bit of
an
pressure.
ominous one. Okay, well, two of the men who have performed the role of the Doctor in Doctor Who are
Mm,
father-in-law and son-in-law in real life.
mm.
So, can you tell me who those two doctors are, who are father-in-law and son-in-law?
Oh yes. I met one of them.
Did you?
Yep. And he was very nice, which is what you want as a kid when you're
Yep.
meeting the doctor.
As a kid, so this is probably the father-in-law, I'm guessing.
This is the father-in-law. Yes.
Okay.
Or it's Doctor Who. You never know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's right. Okay, I thought I'd ease you in there.
Thank you.
All right. It's bad luck for the listeners though if they don't know it, but a sport question now. So the longest match in professional tennis history was played at Wimbledon in 2010
Oh
between John
yeah.
Isner and Nicholas Mahut.
Yes.
What was the final score in the insanely long fifth set, which was eventually won by
Oh.
John Isner? And because this is quite hard to be spot on, I'm going to give you um, a margin 10% each way. If you
Okay.
get within 10% of, just give me John Isner's final game score in that set.
Um. Yeah. Wow. That is. Because how long did that game go? It was a. It was
Well,
because
the
it.
last set
Yes.
alone took 8 hours.
Yes.
And that alone was longer than any match previously.
Yes. Yeah. Was there rain delays as well and things
Can't
like that?
remember if there was, I don't know if it was rain or just, I think what happened was it got to the end of one day of play and it just was too dark.
Yes.
I think they came back, but possibly they weren't the first match on for some reason. I don't know whether
Yeah.
they deliberately gave them a rest. The whole match spanned 3 days.
Yeah, go and eat some bananas, boys. Get
That's
that,
right.
get those muscles built back up to finish off. Yes,
Exactly.
I do remember this
Mm.
and thinking that the world was glitching.
Yeah,
Hang on.
that's right.
Has another year passed and they're playing again? Like, what
I
is
know.
happening?
I
Yeah.
know.
All
All right.
right.
Got an answer there?
Yeah.
Okay. Some history now. Who was the only one of King Henry VIII's six wives to provide him with a son, which he was, of course, desperate for? As
Uh,
as a result of this, although she died soon after giving birth, she pretty much remained his favorite wife and is the only one buried next to him. If you don't know the answer, just ask the actress who was born Joyce Frankenberg. She might be able to help you.
God damn. All right. Um, Oh, man. Um, damn. How much of a absolute arsehole of a human being do you have to be to say that your favorite wife was the one who died naturally in childbirth?
Oh, that's right. I mean, she didn't live long enough to disappoint him.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What a delicious time to be alive.
I know.
He'd do quite well now,
Yeah.
politically.
He probably sort of was the pioneer of the manosphere, I think.
Yeah. Thank God the podcast went around then.
That's right. All right. Question number four. Dame Mary Gilmore, the woman pictured on our $10 note, was renowned as a radical writer, champion of workers and the oppressed, and for many years wrote for the Australian Communist Party newspaper. Somewhat unexpectedly, given this history, she was also the great great aunt of which recent Australian Prime Minister, who is about as far from the Communist Party as possible.
Wow. Um, sorry, was it a Liberal Prime Minister?
I didn't specify that,
Oh,
but you could probably
but
make
it
it.
is a Prime Minister?
It is a recent Australian Prime Minister who is a very long way from the Communist Party, I would say.
Okay. I'm going to take a, like you. Hmm. Yeah, right.
Mm.
Like, it, on the one hand, it's like, oh, yeah, I should be able to work this out. But some of them have
Yeah,
really lent into it.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah, okay.
All right. Question number five. Which cricketer has scored the most first-class centuries in history? Is a question that is central to the plot of which Oscar-winning film?
Uh, huh.
Took a bit of a left turn for you there, sorry.
Yes. Sorry, can you say that again, please?
Which
Like,
cricketer has scored the most first-class centuries in history? Is a question that is central to the plot of which Oscar-winning film?
wow, that is a delicious question, Brydon. You
I mean,
have,
I'll give you a bonus if you can name which cricketer scored the most first-class centuries in history, but I do not expect you to know that.
yeah, but it's also that the answer to that question possibly isn't up to date.
I think it still is. I think it still
Oh,
is.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Um, all right. Look, I'm just gonna. I'm, I'm writing down an answer for who that person might be, and I absolutely know that looking at it, I may have actually put down the name of a poet. But anyway, we'll see
Okay,
what happens. Yeah, it's
that's
only a
fine.
bonus.
It's not Glenn McGrath.
Oh, all right, let me scroll down.
All right. Question number six. Some music now.
Mm,
Um, Billy Joel's song "We Didn't Start the Fire" is a rapid list of people and events that made the news from Billy Joel's birth in 1949 until the song was released in 1989.
mm,
Now, following the death of Bridget Bardot last year, there are now only three people still alive who are mentioned in that song. Now, one of them you will not get because it's a 1980s subway shooter from New York called The
right.
Jets. But the other two are big name singers, both born in 1941, therefore turning 85 this year. Can you name either of those people?
Um,
Mentioned by
oh,
name.
mentioned by name. Um, huh. What was the name of the subway shooter? That
Bernie Getz.
Oh, Bernie Getz. Yeah, I
Mm.
remember. Like, I remember that name.
Yeah.
Um. Oh my God.
So two, I mean, look, I would say one of them is a bigger name than the other these days, but they're both music legends,
Yeah.
both turning 85 this year, and they're the only ones still alive who are mentioned specifically by name, like not as part of a wider group.
Um. All right. Wow. Um. Did you have you? I heard a theory that and I applied it. Go back and listen to Billy Joel's Piano Man,
Mm.
and listen to it as if Billy doesn't realize he's working in a gay bar. Have you heard that?
No, I haven't, but I know the song well, so I'll
Going back and listen to it, and you go, he has no idea what's going on.
yeah. Uh,
A classic song, and it's been given a bit of a zhuzh.
yeah. Making love to his tonic and gin.
Yeah. T- Tonic and Gin was his boyfriend's name. Anyway,
Yes.
let's keep
Anyway.
rolling.
All right. Question number 7. This is your multiple choice question.
Hmm.
There are 88 recognized constellations in our sky. Which of these is the name of one of those constellations? Beryl, Norma, or Doris?
Right. All right. Well, there's a 1 and 3 charts there.
Yeah.
When we get to it, we'll find out. But I'm guessing someone loved their wife very much, or
We'll
their
we'll get
mum.
we'll get to it. We'll
Yeah.
get
All right.
All right. Question 8. Um, another film question. Tony Danza might not have had the most successful career since Who's the Boss, but in 2004 he had a small role in the film that went on to win the Academy Award for Best Picture. What was that film which surprisingly beat the favorite Brokeback Mountain?
Oh, oh, what a disaster.
I just love the fact that Tony Danza is in a Best Picture winning film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't that just say it
Hold
all?
hold me closer, Tony Danza. Yeah. What a that's a turn of events.
Mm. All right, question 9, geography. Melbourne, Wellington, and St. Petersburg are all names of cities in which US state?
Ah. Um. Huh. Can you say them again, please?
Melbourne, Wellington, and St. Petersburg. Wellington might more technically be a sort of a suburb, but
Right. Okay. Well, I've got a. I don't know, but
you got to guess.
I've got a guess. Yeah.
All right. There's a 1 in 50 chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or 1 in
No.
51 if he's got Venezuela by now.
Depending on when this drops.
That's right. All right. Question 10. Now, this again should be in your wheelhouse, but we'll see.
Mm.
One of David Bowie's biggest hits was which 1983 song that has a music video that depicts a young Indigenous Australian couple in various settings, including being mocked while dancing in an outback pub, visiting the big city, and wandering through the outback where they mysteriously find a pair of red shoes.
Mm. Yes. Yep. All over it.
Yep.
Yep.
Excellent.
Big year for Bowie. Is his biggest album of all time. He releases that song, and it's a massive hit with a socially conscious video clip,
Hmm.
and then has a follow-up hit with Iggy Pop's China Girl,
Hmm.
and that is socially conscious, except for the bit right at the end where he just makes out with a really hot girl on the beach, and it's like, oh yeah, there's a flex, David.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, it was the early 80s. We still had a way to go.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like we could go back there. But anyway. All right.
All right. Feeling good about this quiz?
Well, let's see. Like I feel like there's yeah. Like I feel like I'm in play at
Yeah.
least.
All right, that's good, which probably means the next quiz is going to be a disaster. But anyway,
Yes.
never mind. Never mind.
Let's wait and
We'll
see.
worry about that next time. All right, question number 1. The doctors from Doctor who are father-in-law and son-in-law, who are they?
Yeah, it's the Fifth Doctor, Peter Davidson and David Tennant, who's married to uh, Georgia Moffat. Is that something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So Peter Davison's daughter. So I
Yep.
like the idea that they've got a son who's also an actor, Ty Tennant, whose father and grandfather both played the Doctor.
Yeah. A bit of pressure, Ty.
Exactly, exactly.
Get it together. My mum was not well, and she took me into Maya in Adelaide, Rundle Mall, to get my book signed by Peter. And he was very nice, and I asked him to make it out to my mum as well. And I'm sure she appreciated that, even though she did not watch Doctor Who and was not well. But it's a thought that counts, right?
Absolutely. And I've never been a Doctor Who viewer, but if I was going to get into it, I think I'd get into the Peter Davison version because of his uniform of wearing cricket whites.
Yes, yes, yeah. The bit of
Right up
I
my
think
alley.
I think he even uses a cricket ball to push himself through space at one point.
Does.
So yeah.
I mean, one of the only episodes I ever saw when I was a kid. I don't know what sort of being it was, but someone was wearing cricket gloves painted silver as like they were meant to be like robot hands or
Oh
something.
yeah, yeah. Hey,
Uh,
there's a
Misuse of cricket equipment.
furious. You know what? There's uh I feel like the bigger the budget Doctor Who was given, the less interesting it became. And
Yeah,
I think there's something to be said for constraints, because then
yeah,
you just have to fill in gaps with, I don't know, characterization and story.
that's right.
Yeah.
All right, question two: the John Isner Nicholas Mahut tennis match.
Oh,
Final
yeah.
score in that last set. What did
So I wrote one down and then I thought, no, I reckon it might be a bit longer.
you?
I'm going to go 24-22.
You are so far off. It was
Oh,
70-68.
really?
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
Mm. That last set
Ah,
was 70-68. So
I,
I said I'd give 10% either way. So I would give 63 up to 77 if people said that at home. But
oh, man. I think you've just broken my head, because
yeah,
I now can visualize the 70 to
yeah,
68.
I know.
But I hang on, I have to look something up. Because that I reckon that far out. Yes. Oh, you know what? John Isner played an historic Wimbledon semi-final match in 2018 against Kevin Anderson that finished 26-24 in the fifth
Oh,
set.
you
That's
had you had too much knowledge.
Mate.
And actually, that match that you're talking about, I think, was then the impetus for going to the final set just being a 10-point tiebreak
Yeah.
if it got to 6-all.
Yeah.
It was still too long.
Yeah.
And so
Wow.
I was in London at the time when this 70-68 match happened, and I remember it was just incredible. It just never seemed to end.
Yeah.
And someone pointed out in later years that it lasted so long that Australia had a different prime minister at the start and at the end of it because because during the match Julia Gillard challenged Kevin Rudd and that whole process played out and she was sworn in and
Wow.
it spanned two prime ministerships.
I don't know what that's more of an indictment on.
Yeah, I know.
70 to 68. As soon as I was like, you know what? It's almost like sometimes things happen in sport that actually break your head.
I know.
So we're recording this the day after. It's the 20th of May that we're recording this. On the 19th of May, I watched the NBA Western Conference Finals, Game One between OKC with reigning MVP champ Shea Gilchrist-Alexander and the San Antonio Spurs with 7'5" Victor Wembanyama, that went into two overtimes. And Victor, with his team down by 3 and 26 seconds to go, pulled up not that far from where Steph Curry shoots and
Mm.
nailed a three. And it was like watching, in video games, you can create players
Yeah.
that have, and
Like
he
in God mode or something.
yeah, and he looks like a video game because he's
Yeah.
too tall and he's too long and he's got too much shooting depth. And the game finished, and I sat on the lounge over there, like I just sat there for a while because I couldn't get my head around it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I know. Sport does that to you sometimes. And I mean, 70-68. Just to reiterate, that last set went for 8 hours.
yes,
No other match in history had ever gone for 8 hours,
yeah,
the whole match, let
yeah,
alone one set. So
yeah.
that's how long it was.
I should have known that, but I just feel like those numbers don't make sense, so they
They
don't
don't. They don't.
stick.
Yeah. No, they don't.
All right.
All right. Who was the only one of King Henry VIII's six wives to provide him with a son?
Uh, I really don't know much about the royal family, and but so I took a wild swing. Elizabeth the First.
No, that was his daughter.
Oh,
Um,
right.
so I said, if you don't know the answer, just ask the actress born with the name Joyce Frankenberg. That is the real name of Jane Seymour, the
Oh,
actress.
Jane Seymour,
Yeah, that is
right.
the answer we were looking for.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I hadn't heard
Mm.
that original name. And so I was trying to think, oh, who's played a who's played a queen in recent times? And
Yes. Yep.
I thought, is that Kate Blanchett's real name?
Yes.
But
Well,
anyway.
I one year, I don't know, must have been 2016, 17, something like that. Um, got invited to the Melbourne Cup with Channel 7, and Jane Seymour, the actress, was there. Like, she was one
Mm.
of those random celebrities who had been flown in. And I was talking to our host at the time, Andrew O'Keefe, and I just mentioned that her real name was Joyce Frankenberg. And he just got this glint in his eyes, and he said he was going to go and say hello to her. And so I saw him. He walked past her, and he whispered in her ear, "Hi, Joyce," and just kept walking. And she, like, the look on her face was like, "Nobody ever calls me Joyce."
Oh, right. Did not find it amusing.
I don't
Did
think so, but I think he
no.
found it amusing.
Yeah. Well, doesn't that sum up a lot? All right, number four.
Number four, Mary Gilmore, the Communist Party writer who is on our $10 note, was the great great aunt of which Prime Minister?
I went with Tony Abbott.
It's a very good guess, but
Wrong.
it's ScoMo.
So you know what? It was a coin flip.
Yep, yeah,
I
Scott
was
Morrison. Um,
damn.
Actually, one of the things I did recently on my social media was a bit of a summary of some unexpected, Australian family relationships, like famous people who are related to other
Hmm.
notable people who you wouldn't necessarily expect. And this was one of the ones I mentioned. So, yeah, Scott Morrison's father, John, when he was a young policeman in Sydney in, I think, like about the 1960s, he'd be out on patrol and would often go and visit his elderly great aunt Mary, who was this sort of celebrated radical
Hmm.
feminist writer, and just doesn't really gel with the Scott Morrison that we know, does it? But
Wow. Well, people like to rebel against their family, don't they?
yeah, that's
You
right.
you know what may have influenced me is I have a copy of Tony Abbott's Australia History
Mm,
here, which a friend of mine said that he used to work for a book publishing place and they were given a whole lot of copies.
mm.
And, you know, they didn't know what to do with it. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to get a copy of this and I'm going to read out choice bits to Dave Anthony. And it's a funny idea, but it
Yeah,
means I have to read it.
yeah,
So it's
that's a shame.
anyway, that very funny thing might take a long time to happen.
Who's got time for reading?
Well, especially Tony Abbott. Anyway,
Yeah, that's right. All right. Question number five. Which cricketer has scored the most first-class centuries in history is a question that is central to the plot of which Oscar-winning film?
I went with the King's Speech.
The answer is Slumdog Millionaire. It's one of the
Oh
end
God.
questions that he gets asked on the quiz show.
Oh my Lord, I'm having such a bad run here.
All right.
Yes. You know what? I've
Yes.
only ever seen that movie once. A movie that I really enjoyed and have never returned to.
Mm. Yeah, it
Damn.
was because that's the question where, and it's a long time since I've seen it, but I think the one where they sort of take a break and the host is trying to steer him wrong and sort of like puts the wrong answer on the mirror in the bathroom to try and steer him in the wrong direction because the idea is that this, young kid from a what's viewed as a humble background shouldn't be smart enough to win all this money.
Right, right. Damn. All right. Who was the player?
The answer is Jack Hobbs.
Oh
So
God. No.
English player from the 1920s, 30s,
Right.
199 first class centuries, and I mean it's just one of those things that will never be broken because they play such not nowhere near as much first class cricket these days.
Right. Right.
So in those days, county teams would just play ridiculous numbers of matches, and that's how these stats, got that high.
Right. Okay.
So,
Oh well.
all right. So that's all right. You can come home strong. I'm confident that you'll get at least a couple more.
I I feel good about two.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And
Yeah.
you might snag one or two more.
Yeah, yeah.
The people still alive who are mentioned in We Didn't Start the Fire.
Whew, what a even when I go down, like I watched the two-part Billy Joel doco, and even went back and listened to some of his music, and I did not return to this
Yeah,
song.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
which I don't have a problem with.
Mm.
It's just not one that I return. Anyway, I'm just going to throw it out there. And Aretha Franklin and Paul McCartney.
Sadly not. Sadly not. Aretha Franklin is not still alive,
I
so
didn't, you know what?
yeah,
I just,
yeah.
I was trying to think
Did you
of,
have anyone else on your list?
nah.
Yeah. Bob Dylan is the big one.
Oh, Bob Dylan.
So Bob
Right.
Dylan was the one that I thought was the most gettable. The other one, uh, much more of his era, but still a big name, was Chubby Checker.
Oh, right, right. No, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
I, I didn't
So
even.
the Beatles are mentioned, but not individually by names.
Oh, right, right. Okay. Yeah. I was feeling pretty good about Paul McCartney. I was like, with
Yeah,
Aretha Franklin, I was like,
yeah,
I have a feeling she might not be alive, but I'll throw it
yeah,
out there in the hopes that,
yeah.
anyway.
I mean,
Whew.
I absolutely loved that song when I was a kid. Like it really fed into the way my brain works, which is like taking in lots of information
Mm.
and words and lyrics. And so I think when I was about 10, I knew all the lyrics of that. Like I could recite the whole thing.
Yeah, right.
Probably still could now, but I was going back and looking at so the first verse covers 3 years, the second verse covers 3 years, the third verse covers 3 years, the verse covers 2 or 3 years, and the fifth verse covers 24 years.
Oh,
It's like he just kind of got to this point of the song and kind of went, I've come this far. There's too far to go. Yeah, blah blah blah. Whatever happens, you know.
yeah, this can't be an 11-minute song.
That's right. So I don't know if he just went too hard too early in writing it, or if it's just a reflection of the fact that, as you get older, all that pop culture stuff just resonates a lot less. And so, it's kind of like the world just moves on and it's kind of,
Yeah. No, I reckon you're right about that.
yeah,
You hit a certain point where you're just not quite across things,
yeah,
and
yeah.
as if he's going to be able to put in the Pixies or Sonic Youth or something like
I
that.
think there's literally only one or two things mentioned from the entire 1970s. So,
Yeah.
might,
uh
might also be, that he can't remember the 70s. I don't know.
yeah, he had a pretty good time, I reckon.
Mm.
All
All
right.
right.
This is
The constellations, Beryl, Norma, or Doris.
I just went with Norma.
Yes.
Oh, bingo. Great.
You got Norma. And it's nothing to do with them being women's names. They're all sort of named after mythology and Latin and that sort of thing. And Norma comes from the Latin for normal, which apparently is referencing like a right angle or set square.
Oh, right.
So I just love the fact that you got all these constellations with fancy whimsical sounding names, and then you just got Norma.
Yeah, just over in the corner there.
Oh, look, there's Norma.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cleaning everything up.
that's right.
That's what the Norma sounds like.
Yeah.
All right. Whew, God, I
There you
needed
go.
that.
You got that one.
Back on the
And I'm
scoreboard.
confident you'll get the Tony Danza film.
Yes, that's Crash.
It is, yes.
Um, an absolute travesty that's film, which resonated in Los Angeles, where most of the voting happens,
Yes, yeah.
and the rest of the world was going, um,
Hmm.
this Brokeback Mountain's pretty damn
Like,
good.
I mean, I remember sort of enjoying Crash, um, because I do tend to like films with big ensemble casts, like
Mm,
that sort of Robert Altman kind of type vibe to it. But yeah, I mean, as a Best Picture winner, no, it's
yeah.
not really up there.
No, no, not at all. And that Heath Ledger performance is
Mm.
also one that was criminally overlooked. But inspired by, I think he had an uncle who was also gay, and he took on the speech patterns because he was so repressed. That's why his mouth is he barely enunciates. It's because he's physically holding in all this
Yeah, okay.
all these secrets. So yeah, and I always like if you when you mention Crash, I can picture the poster, but when you mention Brokeback Mountain, I can think of those scenes like where there's that shot from underneath where the fireworks are happening behind him,
Yeah.
and like it's
It's so
such
much more memorable.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But it
That's a
didn't have Tony Danza in Brokeback Mountain, did it? So,
well, he is the boss, so that's
yeah.
probably what got. Imagine if that was it. Well, I don't know how I feel about these two films, but I do love Tony Danza.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Melbourne, Wellington, and St. Petersburg are all names of cities in which US state?
I went with Georgia,
It is Florida.
Florida. I
Melbourne, Florida is a reasonably big city, and interestingly, it's named after the Victorian city of Melbourne. So
right.
mm, it was originally called Crane Creek and was renamed Melbourne in honor of its first postmaster, a man called Cornthwaite John Hector. Great
Oh
name.
yeah. Wow.
Who had spent much of his life in Melbourne, Australia.
Okay. That's interesting. Look, I'll be honest with you. I just went with Georgia because they have Athens, Georgia, and I thought they might
Yeah.
have a lot of other
Yep.
interesting name places. Maybe that's
Yeah.
what the state is, but
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, St. Petersburg, I think they call it St. Pete.
yep.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. And this last one, you obviously do know David Bowie's song with the Australian set music video.
Yeah, Let's Dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can do tours of that. I think there might even be a festival going on at the moment,
Mm.
or coming up soon, around that pub.
So it's
Which,
in a town called Corinda
yes,
in Outback, New South Wales. Yeah.
yeah. The reports are that the locals weren't that rapt to have Bowie in there with his gloves,
Well,
playing guitar.
I mean, the interesting thing I was reading about it, and the locals didn't essentially know what was going on. Like, obviously, in those days, you didn't need any sort of permission to film, or all these people. I don't think knew that they were going to end up on a music video,
Yeah,
but their reactions to this sort of young Aboriginal couple dancing, they were genuine reactions. That was you
yeah.
know how that was received at the time. So,
Yeah, and Bowie secretly spent a lot of time in Australia.
mm,
Had an apartment in Sydney for quite a while. Used to do gigs with his band Tin Machine.
mm,
Just turn up at pubs. I think that's late 80s and stuff like that. So yes, one of the all time great songs. Stevie Ray
yeah.
Vaughan on guitar.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, so
So there you go. There's
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. That's not bad. But I am hoping that it wasn't the easy quiz.
Oh my lord! Like what
If
a
it was,
disaster.
we're in trouble.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Man, that 7068, I do like it
Yeah.
is interesting how you can sometimes because I so because that 7068 is so ridiculous, it
Yeah.
just doesn't stick, but I do remember the
The
uh
24, 22,
yeah,
or
yeah.
26, 24, or whatever it was. Yeah. Um, yeah, Johnny's that I think it's just that he was this big, tall player who just relied so heavily on his serve.
Hmm.
So he would just win service games
Hmm.
because no one could get his serve back. But then as matches went longer, he wasn't necessarily fit enough or, agile enough to win on the other guy's serve. So
Hmm.
kept going on serve, on serve, on serve.
Yeah, yeah. It's maybe looking back at his career, you go, maybe take 10% off the serve and add 10% to the return, and
Yeah,
maybe he's,
yeah,
got a few grand slams. But
right, yeah.
crazy number. What an absolutely crazy number.
Because I can remember the 70-68 match. He virtually couldn't walk at the end of it.
Yeah.
He was just standing there and hitting it. And Mahut, the Frenchman, I think that actually sort of got in his head, and he was like, "Oh, this is here for me to win. I can just
Hmm.
put the ball anywhere," and it just got in his own head, and he just started making mistakes.
It's fascinating in sport if someone has an injury, or if sometimes if the team's best player is out, it can actually be detrimental to the opposition.
Yeah, yeah. So much of sport is psychological, and if you are suddenly the front runner, you approach it so much differently.
Yeah. Great questions.
All right.
Four out of 10. Like it was started so well. It was a real drought for a while there.
Yep.
And good on Norma for getting me back on track,
Yeah,
coming in
that's right.
three out of the last
Good
four.
old Norma. Yeah.
That's a sentence I did not have on my bingo card for today, but I'm,
Go out with your telescope tonight and see if you can spot Norma.
yeah, I'll give her a big thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Brydon. Where can people find you?
Yeah, people can find me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and I'm on TikTok these days. As I mentioned, putting up some videos of things like, people who you didn't know were related. I'm also on TikTok putting up a few of my old clips of me on Sale of the Century from 25 years ago.
They're amazing.
Which I put those on Instagram last year. So if you're only on Instagram, you can also find them there. You just got to scroll down a bit more. And if you want a flashback to some bad hair and bad suits, but a good quiz show from 25 years ago,
Yeah.
you'll find them there.
Yeah.
And you can also find me on my website, BrydonCoverdale.com, which pulls together everything I do.
Great. Old quiz shows, they give and take at the same time, don't they?
Certainly do, yes.
Good questions, bad fashion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. In my defense, I was only 19.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone needs to back off. Let's not have a crack at young Brydon. He's doing his best out there. All right, mate. That was great. Thank you.
Thanks.
How'd you go? Did you do all right? Did you do better than me? I'm looking at some of these questions and I'm thinking, the Tony Abbott one, ScoMo, that really was a 50-50 split for me. And, I don't mind getting that one quite so wrong. The King's Speech, I feel like I should have thought more about questions in general, and that may have sent me to Slumdog Millionaire. But I wondered if there was something. My thought process was there something that in the King's Speech that he had to kind of memorize to help him overcome his stutter. Anyway, not a big fan of that movie, and therefore was desperately trying to work that out. But yeah, the tennis score. As soon as he said the score to me, I was like, oh, yeah, of course. But it's just funny. I've already talked about it, but it's just funny how that 70-68 just, even now, like there's been NBA basketball finals that have had scores like that. And neither of those scores is good for tennis or for basketball for many different reasons. But there you go. Thanks to Brydon, as always. I really enjoy these episodes, and judging from the reactions, you're enjoying them as well. Make sure that you let us know how you went. You can find me on the socials at probably Instagram. Justin Hamilton Comedian is probably the best one. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on Threads. And I'm also on Facebook. So whichever one is easiest for you, you can let me know. If you've signed up to my newsletter, you can contact me through that or my website at justinhamilton.com.au. So whichever suits you. But I'd love to know what your scores are. Let me know which questions stumped you, which questions you thought were the easiest questions you've ever heard. And it's just good to get your feedback. So please let us know how you went. I'm going to look at my schedule and get this right. But next Tuesday will be Alexi, and we will be discussing the Spielberg movies, specifically the Alien films that he has made. And then finally getting around to introducing our final ongoing segment for this season, which is with musician Nick Kennedy, and we will be covering albums that are coming out, things that we've seen. I recently saw Split Ends, so I'm going to be discussing that with him. So that will come out next Thursday. So movies on Tuesday, music on Thursday, and then Brydon will be back at the beginning of June, and along with author Garth Jones. So we're hitting all the quadrants for you, and I hope you're enjoying it as much as we are in producing this work. Yes, if you'd like to give us a top review on whichever social media platform you use, that would be fantastic. The algorithms are being devised more and more to work against us. So any little help is appreciated. I know you're really busy and have a lot going on yourselves. So I really don't expect you to have time to do stuff. But if you do, that would be great. And as I said, if you would like to support this podcast for as little as $5 a month over at Patreon, you can not only contribute to everything we're doing here, but also gain access to live video shows, one-offs, bonus podcasts, and also once you're a Patreon subscriber, you can also get codes and free tickets to shows that I am producing. So if you would like to do that, that would be great. I hope you're well. I hope you have whatever type of weekend you are looking for. An interesting one, a quiet one, a fun one, a crazy one, whatever you want it to be. I hope it is that. Thank you for joining me today. It's always great to have your company. And until then.